got time, cuz. Today I got time, cuz. You lucky on that day I was acting cool, cuz.
What?
Nigga, what's up? How gangster are you, cuz?
Hey.
I don't fuck with you, cuz you disrespecting me.
Whoop.
I don't fuck with you, cuz you disrespecting me.
I go hard, cuz. Hey, everyone. I hope you guys are doing good. Happy Monday. Oh, it is a lot to get into. So much went down on Super Bowl Sunday. But before we get started, shout out to everybody. Hey, y'all. I hope you guys are doing good. I'm not wearing green. I seen a lot of y'all like, is she gonna wear green? I'm not wearing green today, but I did represent yesterday. I had on my Eagles shirt. You know what I'm saying? My best friend, one of my best friends, she's from Philly, so I definitely had to rock with the Eagles. But y'all know I am Team Vikings all day, honey. Okay, I don't bandwagon jump. This is my team right here. Okay, but you know, congratulations to the Eagles, Jalen Hurts. They definitely did their thing. Okay. But yesterday was just, it was a lot. It was a lot going on. And even today, just seeing like all of the chatter, right? Because the majority of the people came, you know, for the Super Bowl, of course. But then there was a lot of folks who came for the halftime performance. When I tell you, it was lit. It was a lot. It was very, very in tune with Black History Month. I will definitely say that. We had a lot of people over here yesterday. We barbecued. My oldest son was here. My play daughter, shout out to Justine. She came through. She's like, are you going to go live tonight? I was like, no, I'll go live tomorrow and talk about it. So we had a lot of folks here. And man, it was interesting. It was so much symbolism. You know, I think he took it very over the top in certain parts. A lot of things went over a lot of people's heads. You definitely had to rewatch it a lot of times. You had to go back because it was just going to be things that you missed. And, you know, even like everybody jumping out of the GNX car. And I'm like, well, what is this, a clown car? How many more dancers you got in there? You know, but then come to find out they had got a replica and they gutted it. And so, you know, it's just really cool to see like how everything came together artistically. You know, just all of those props to make that huge PlayStation controller. They said those props weighed anywhere from 50 to 1,000 pounds. And you had to get them out there, get everything put together, and then you got to break everything down. So kudos to the art designer, kudos to Kendrick, you know, for coming from a very artistic standpoint. But it was a lot. It was a lot to like just take in. So I guess we can start by just, you know, talking about yesterday, you know, some people's opinions. It's so many like nuances. Okay, so let me take you to my Instagram. We'll start with my Instagram page. Let me go ahead. Where my little OBS at? I got like so many little pages up. Let's see here. Let me share my screen, child. All right. So this was me yesterday. Okay, I was representing my Eagles. Like I said, I didn't care who won, but I was repping, you know what I'm saying, for the Eagles and stuff. So we were just, you know, waiting. And so then I ended up posting the performance. Ooh, let me turn it down. I don't want to play music. I ended up posting the performance and I was shook it. Like everybody who follows me on Instagram, you guys heard me. I was shook it. I loved it. And then the fact when Serena came out, that definitely shocked me. Then, of course, you know, they had to, you know. You know them Philly bullies, honey. Y'all done went down to New Orleans and then tore up their damn city and shit, okay? So they were out here wilding and, you know, wrecking, you know, street lights and everything. It's to be expected, okay? So it was a lot going on. It was a lot going on social media and people just, you know, one, like I said, enjoying the game. But then today, of course, you had people, not even today, I would say even yesterday. I remember going onto Serena's Twitter page because she had posted a picture of herself before she went in to go, you know what I'm saying, crip walk all over the NFL stage. And it was a lot of people dragging her. And so I'm going to go ahead and show you guys some of these. Because I was taking screenshots. I'm like, well, damn, bitch. Like, y'all didn't enjoy the performance at all? So that's when I kind of realized that, okay, there were definitely two different people, two different groups, two different mentalities. And everybody did not enjoy this performance. So I'm just going to show you guys some of what was being said on her Instagram page, literally within minutes of her posting the picture. Okay, so she had posted the picture and the top comment says, "Hey, boo, you look a mess." And then, like I said, I was just screenshotting. So this person says, "This you," and they're posting like old pictures of her dancing in Drake's apartment, um, her with Drake, and then her with her husband. And then in this one, they're like, "Today she was crip walking on live TV to get back at her ex Drake." And then people were saying, "But wasn't your sister killed by a crip?" So it was a lot. Like it was like a lot of like nastiness, people like going in. It definitely turned very racial on Twitter. You had a lot of older white folks, I guess, too, that were like really upset. They didn't understand it. And that's the one thing when it comes to like hip hop and social media. And I think even for me, what I do, sometimes we forget that there's a whole real world of people. They don't know about this internet life. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Like sometimes we take for granted that everybody knows what's going on with the beef and Drake and Kendrick, but there's a whole section of the population, they don't have a Twitter account, they don't be on Instagram, they barely use YouTube, they're not on social media, that's not their world. So I think for a lot of people whose world that isn't, they were confused. They did not know what was going on. It's like, okay, well, what is this? Who is this? So there's a lot of complaints from that sector as well. But let's go ahead and start from one of the people I want to talk about, Azealia Banks, because she was kind of setting the stage. We had posted this earlier in the day before the Super Bowl because that was the main thing. People were trying to figure out, is he going to perform the song? Will he perform, not like us, because of the lawsuits, because of him, insinuating that Drake is allegedly a, PDF file. So that was like the biggest thing. And then remember, the whole track list had leaked per DJ Academics. I believe it was like a few days before the Super Bowl. And so it was making it seem like he was going to play some of it, and then he kind of fell back. But as we saw last night, he went all the way in, okay? So let me go ahead and pull up what Azealia Banks had said. Okay, so this was Azealia Banks' post here. Azealia says, "It's not dropped. Kendrick has no money that Drake is coming for. There are two extremely valid defamation lawsuits against UMG still brewing that Drake will definitely win if Kendrick gets his ass on that Super Bowl stage and says something about a minor. That shit is nothing to joke about. If the NFL allows Kendrick to even allude to pedophilia at the Super Bowl, all fucking hell will break loose. They banned two women, Janet Jackson and MIA, for fucking less. Let Kendrick get up there and look like an insensitive fucking fool, mocking children who get sexually assaulted on live TV if he so chooses. Y'all are so blindsided by Drake's jealousy, you're not seeing how fucked up and crazy it actually is to allege pedophilia as a token in a rap beef. That's not something that you spit on wax. That's something, if you have real proof, you go to the effing police about. No snitching rules do not apply to pedophilia. How do you look making fun of kids that are allegedly sexually assaulted for some cheap ass rap clout? Kendrick is all the way a trash bag in this situation. There is zero merit to any of these actions. Somebody's going to end up paying for that. You just don't accuse someone of being a pedophile. That's fucking bananas." Okay? So, child, that is what Azealia Banks had to say. And y'all know my response to, just drivel, honey. Clown emoji. That was my response. Because at the end of the day, he still got up there and he said what the hell he had to say. Then on top of that, we had Lil Boosie. He came out today stating, well, no, even before Lil Boosie, let's go to this guy. Skip Bayless. I thought he was dealing with lawsuits. But he's out here still crying behind Lil Wayne not being allowed to play at the Super Bowl. So I'm going to go ahead and play you guys what Skip Bayless had to say.
It just tears me apart when I see an ad for Kendrick Lamar playing the Super Bowl halftime show. Yes, Lil Wayne is my brother. But anyone can see this is just so wrong, so dirty, rotten wrong. Just so unfair. Come on. Wayne is New Orleans. And this Super Bowl obviously will be played in New Orleans. So why wasn't Wayne chosen? I don't know for sure, but this is what I think. Jay-Z runs the entertainment department for the NFL. So I'm assuming this was his decision and his alone.
Okay, child. He has another video as well. Let me come back on here. Where he basically, this was like right before the game, he said that he was boycotting the game. He was going to sit it out to stand in solidarity with his brother, Lil Wayne. Sir, Lil Wayne is old enough to be your son. Hell, probably your grandson, okay? Not brother, grandson. But my thing is, again, brother Skip Bayless. When has this ever been a thing? Why? I feel like there's some stuff going on behind the scenes with Kendrick. I feel like a lot of people in the industry really don't like him for one way or another, for one thing or another. It's really weird. That's the vibe I'm getting. I don't know if it's just straight up jealousy or is Kendrick Lamar a fucking terror behind the scenes? Because all these people throw these passive aggressive jabs at him. It's very strange. Even Azealia Banks. You know, you would think that as much as she tries to be, woke, that she would stand, alongside Kendrick, but she's still finding a way to defend Drake when she's drugged Drake for many years. So now you got Skip Bayless over here crying tattooed tears, talking about, oh, well, I'm going to stand in solidarity with my brother because he is New Orleans. It's not fair that as a New Orleans artist, he didn't get to perform. When has this ever been a thing? Why weren't y'all up in arms when Beyonce performed in New Orleans back in, 2013? Y'all said nothing. Usher performed last year in Vegas. Usher ain't from no damn Vegas. I didn't hear not one Las Vegas person who, grew up in Las Vegas who was a musician boycott and say that it wasn't fair that Usher was performing. Rihanna's from Barbados. She performed outside of Barbados. Like, you get what I'm saying? It just does not make any sense why this is still a thing. Lil Wayne is not owed a performance simply because it's in New Orleans. Now, if next year if they tap him on the shoulder and they say, hey, Wayne, you know what I'm saying? We'd like you to perform. Is he going to turn it down because it's not in New Orleans? No, I feel like this was something against Kendrick. Even with Kanye, that stupid ass rant that Kanye went on the other day, there was a lot of shade towards Kendrick. So I feel like a lot of these folks in the industry really feel away. They didn't expect, and I'm not going to say that Kendrick was necessarily the underdog. He was just the one that wasn't as popular as far as the industry goes. He didn't really necessarily have like the industry push behind him like a Drake. Drake is very commercial, very palatable. He's racially ambiguous. They can put him on all types of streaming platforms. You don't have to break down anything with Drake. His music is very easily digestible. And that is what a lot of people in the industry, to me, this is just my opinion, I feel like that is the type of music that they want to make. They want to make easily digestible music. They want to make music that they can just do a TikTok dance to and shake their ass and pop their tits. That's what they want to do. But because the people, the regular man and woman have spoken and we're saying that we want more. In 2025, the booty hole brown is not going to fly. The overtly sexual shit is not going to fly. The bang, bang, I'm going to kill a black man who looks just like me, it's not going to fly. And I feel like this is why a lot of people feel away, because he set the bar a little bit higher. I'm not treating him like he is absolved of anything he's done wrong in the past or mistakes he's made. I'm not a Kendrick, ball sniffer. I'm not that. I'm just saying on my end what I see and how I see the industry, just like the shade that's constantly being thrown at him. It's just very strange. Even Snoop Dogg's flip-flopping ass. There was a video that went viral of him talking about, oh, man, he's doing a good job, man. I'll see if I can find it. But he's basically trying to give Kendrick his props. Well, that's weird. Weren't you, siding with Drake initially? And then once Kendrick put out the song, was like, he was really disappointed because, he looked up to you. And it's like you're siding with the ops. I feel like there's a lot of low-key jealousy, especially like with artists like Kanye, because they feel like, hey, I've been out here. I've been on woke stuff. I've been, putting things out there. And Kanye's very commercial. I'm not going to take nothing away from Kanye. But let's keep it real. He has not had any major hits in years. It's been a while. And so the fact, and even with Lupe was throwing a lot of shade at Kendrick too a few months ago. And I feel like because he made this song There's a lot of Easter eggs in there. There's a lot of deep meaning, a lot of well thought out stuff. It makes people uncomfortable because now you have to think. The reason why a lot of folks don't like the halftime show is because you had to really go back and rewatch what you missed and really decipher stuff. People do not like using their critical thinking skills. And unfortunately, we live in a day and age where people would rather be fed propaganda, lies, bullshit. They want stuff in an easily digestible package. And if they have to do a little bit more, they don't want it. It scares them. And I think that's what a lot of this is with that. You know, even the fact that he had Samuel L. Jackson come out there as Uncle Sam, you know, and the things that he was saying when he was like, you know, you need to simmer down, be quiet, you're acting too ghetto. You need to learn to play the game. You know how, like, how much that, if that didn't go over your head, that would have resonated with you. You know how much we have to code switch as Black people and people of color? How in one moment we can, you know, chop it up like how I chop it up with y'all here in my little space on YouTube or in the real world. But then if I go to another platform and it's more commercial, you got to tone it up. You got to pick different sets of words. You got to code switch. Even sometimes to get a job. You can't go on with your afro and your locks. Everything has to be retwisted, pulled back nicely into a bun so you don't intimidate. So it was so much meaning in that performance, and I just hate the fact that a lot of people are just dismissing it and saying, well, it wasn't fun. It didn't make me want to get up and shake my ass. I can't name one Kendrick Lamar song, honestly, that's ever made me want to get up and shake my ass. He's just not that artist, and that's okay. Because there's plenty of other artists that if I want to shake my ass and twerk and shake my tits, oh, trust me, there's a list of artists I can play and listen to. That list is not going to diminish anytime soon. So people should know what they're going to get when you get a Kendrick Lamar, in my personal opinion. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. So let's go ahead. Let me pull up here. Let's see. Who can we... I want to just kind of show somebody who didn't like it. So we'll talk about that. So there's this one guy I follow. He does like makeup or something like that. I just happened to follow him randomly a few years ago, but he didn't like it. He didn't like it at all. So we're going to watch him real quick here.
I'd rather see Drake. I'd rather see Drake. I'd rather see Drake. I'd rather see Drake. I'm not a fan. I'd rather see Drake.
So again, you know, there were so many differences of opinions. Jason Whitlock, he went off today.
Everyone associated with that Super Bowl halftime should be...
Hold on, let me refresh the page. I can play it. There we go.
Fire Roger Goodell for that Super Bowl halftime. That was the worst Super Bowl halftime in the history of Super Bowls. Roger Goodell should be fired. Jay-Z should be fired. Everyone associated with that Super Bowl halftime should be fired. The people defending that halftime should be fired. The people trying to pretend, trying to be hip, trying to kowtow or cater to Twitter, Black Twitter. Oh, that was great. He dissed Drake. 98.2% of the people didn't understand a word that was said. If 100 million people were watching, there may have been 2 million people that know that he dissed Drake. Wake up. That was straight garbage. Everybody should be fired. Everybody should be embarrassed. Kendrick Lamar, Super Bowl halftime, worst ever.
All right, so that's what Jason had to say. Let me see. I think we got another guy. Oh yeah, Boosie. Lil Boosie. Boosie Boo. From the boot, honey. So this is what he had to say. He says, Serena is giving Heartbroken by Drake vibes. You know, I saw a lot of people saying that. Like, you know, you're married, you're a mother of two. Why are you on here crip walking because you're mad at Drake? But what I don't hear people saying is Drake, who is, let me come in real quick. What I don't hear people saying, because I keep seeing that narrative, oh, she's stuck on Drake. She needs to get over it. She's a scorned lover. Well, last time I checked, Drake is a father of one, you know, the kid that he refused to claim at first by the porn star. Okay, Drake has mentioned her in numerous songs. Last time I checked, Serena is not a rapper. She's a tennis star. She plays tennis. Her husband is not a rapper, but yet and still, Drake had no problem calling out her husband. Her husband had nothing to do with their situation, nothing to do with their past. So it's funny that when she decides to do one solid for the Compton homeboy, Kendrick Lamar, and she gets out there and she walks her ass off, you would have thought she was a damn queen of the Crips the way she was walking. I was proud of her, cuz, okay? She got out there and did her thing. And people are looking at this like, oh, she's a scorn lover. But why is Drake not seen as a scorn lover when he's constantly mentioning her unprovoked in his raps? Also, the way he mentions Rihanna unprovoked in his raps. So we're not going to do that, Boosie Boo. We're not going to do that, okay? So now let's see. This is what else he said. Just imagine how Drake feel after boosting so many artists' careers with his features, and those same mother effers ain't got shit to say positive about this dude. That's weak as fuck to me. Oh God, if I was Drake, nobody could ever get another feature from me. Hashtag on bleak. Okay, sir. Keyword, you're not Drake. Second of all, you should have had this energy 6 months ago. Why are you just having this energy now? Is it because you from Louisiana, honey? And you were not tapped on the shoulder to perform at the Super Bowl? I'm just saying. Because you weren't defending Drake 6 months ago. Then he goes on to say this. Congratulations to K. Lamar. His name it's either Kendrick Lamar or K. Dot. I don't know anybody who calls him K. Lamar. So I'm going to take that as shade. Okay? I'm going to take that as shade. I don't care. Congratulations to K. Lamar. Good performance. But Louisiana had enough artists to do their own lineup. I'm going to go say it. Ooh. Oh. So that's what it's really about. You're trying to use Serena and kind of, throw her under the bus like she's a crazed ex. But this is the real tea. Okay, well, let's go, boo. Then he goes on to say, and I'm not sided with nobody. Just speaking facts. I'm a Scorpio. And I don't take betrayal good at all. I've been in my feelings. That's a Drake song. So once again, paying a little homage to Drake. Then he says, back on Cameo. My birthday shout out's going crazy right now. Okay, sir. Go ahead and, go ahead and get that little Cameo check. I ain't mad at you. But that's really what it is. It boils down to jealousy and envy. These people are still, him and Wayne are still trying to use the fact that they're from Louisiana and it's an issue that they didn't get to perform in their home state. But never has this been an issue in any other Super Bowl when people who are not from that city have performed in that Super Bowl. Make it make sense. That's really why he's mad. And then you're trying to call him K. Lamar. We see the shade, sir. We see the shade, boo. Okay? That'd be like somebody calling, Mr. Boosie mild ass or something like that instead of Boosie badass. Nobody calls him K. Lamar. So it's a lot of weird energy. I don't know. I don't get it. It's a lot of weird energy coming from the hip hoppers. Now, this was another thing I wanted to show y'all. I don't know if y'all peeped this on the flags. Kendrick had a lot of symbolism in that performance. And some of this I can't play because of the music. Did y'all peep the children touching the A minor? Did y'all see that in the performance? See the flag? A minor. He thought of everything. I don't know if y'all peeped that. Let me see. I got a few more clips here. Okay, let's talk about we're gonna listen to some breakdowns as well. There was another part. I thought this was interesting. Remember when Drake was like, I want to talk to your uncle in his one song? Somebody put this together. I thought this was interesting here. Can't play the whole thing, but I think I got the right timestamp. Where is your uncle at? Because I want to talk to the man of the house. It's your uncle, Sam. So again, like Kendrick has so many Easter eggs. He really does. He has a lot of Easter eggs in his stuff. So I don't know if y'all peeped that. So now, I want to pull up here. Okay, so let's talk about the guy who got up there and dressed like he was part of Kendrick's crew, and he had the Sudanese and Palestinian flag. Let me show y'all this here. And again, it's kind of hard because I can't play a lot of the music, but this was the guy. He's dressed in all black. He fits in with the dancers. I'm going to give y'all my take on it here. So let's see if we can watch some of it. You're going to see him kind of get chased down. I might have to mute the music a bit. So y'all see him? I'm going to mute the music. But y'all see him waving the flag. He's up on the car. Then you see somebody from security jump in, trying to catch him. He's running across the field. Still running. This wasn't on live television. This was at the Super Bowl. So they didn't air this on live television because there's a delay. See him just running right along with the flags for A minor, and then security finally tackles him. Okay? So this is my conspiracy. Let me keep it real. So they're saying that he's been found. Damn, we got over 11,000 people in here. Shout out to y'all. Come on in, honey. Make sure y'all hit that like button, poo, okay? So they're saying that the man has been identified and he has been banned for life from the Super Bowl. But let me keep it real with you. This is my interpretation of that situation. I think it was planned. I think the guy was most likely a part of Kendrick Lamar's whole little thing. I really do. Because usually when people streak or, they come out there, you're going to get caught if you're running straight from the crowd. I don't believe that there was any way that this man was able to get up in there and get on top of the car. And literally when you watch the video, DJ Mustard and Kendrick are like right there, not too far from this guy on top of the car. To me, I felt like that was planned. I felt like that was a part of that, like Kendrick planned that. I don't feel like that was just a random, free Palestine. And then the fact that they also mentioned Sudan, I feel like that was planned. He was up there for far too long because that's a security thing. What if it wasn't a flag? What if it was a knife or a gun? Or, some anthrax or some shit. You know what I'm saying? There's no way he would have just been able to run up there and not, because even Cardi B was complaining about how tight security was because let's not forget, Donald Trump was in the house too. So I refuse to believe that somebody was able to go up there, get on top of the car, be mixed in with the dancers, wear the same exact outfit as the dancers. If this was a random person, you don't know what the hell the dancers, you don't know how they're going to be dressed. You're going to come on with your, with your Chiefs jersey or your Eagles jersey. You're not coming out there dressed like the dancers. Think about that, y'all. And he was up there for so long. And then the fact he was running in between the A minor flags. I felt like that was somebody from Kendrick's team. I think he was trying to send a bigger message. And then think about it. This whole performance was very, very political. It stated a lot about what's going on in our country right now. The divide. Rich versus poor. The have and the have-nots. And then what was on the news just last week? Trump talking about turning, Gaza into the new Mar-a-Lago Strip. They're calling it the Mar-a-Lago Strip on Twitter. So I feel like this was Kendrick. And the fact that man was up there way too long, then it took them a while to catch him, so I think he was hoping for that moment to air on television. It didn't, but, it aired on the internet because people caught it on cell phone camera. But I feel like that was a part of Kendrick's performance. I really do. So, but that's just my opinion. But I feel like it was planned. The more I look at that, I don't think that was just, just something there. Everything was strategically planned. From the PlayStation joystick, making it feel like we're in a game. The world is a stage. And then the way the dancers were dressed, it reminded me of the Squid Games. And what is one thing that they talked about the Squid Game? Trying to play this game to win this money. And who are the people basically pulling the puppet string? It's the rich. It's the elite. And as people die, the people who are not in the circle, if you watch the video, as people die, there's more money to be had. So he was saying a lot of like really powerful stuff. I thought the outfits were very, very telling. Even the part when you had the blue and the red, the Bloods, Crips, Democrats, Republicans. Then they made the flag. And then you had him in the middle. And that showed a divide. Because there is a current divide right now in our country. It really is. So there was a lot. It was so much to digest. It really was. And again, everybody's entitled to their opinion, right? I can't force anybody to like or dislike the show. But it's a lot of discussions being had. Let's go into the Kendrick Lamar hashtag because he's trending. He's been trending all day on Twitter. Let me go ahead and pull this up here. So let's see. Kendrick's Super Bowl performance. So they're saying Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl performance has been ranked the worst of all time by the FLR. Female Rap Live. A lot of Daily Mail was saying the same thing. This person is saying, Serena Crip walking on Drake, laughed my ass off. Somebody says with the white husband, they not like us. Ooh. They've been dragging Serena, child. I ain't even gonna lie. Somebody says here, Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl performance labeled the worst halftime show ever according to the Daily Mail. This person says, a black man performing at the Super Bowl halftime show, no BLM messaging, no rainbow flag flying. His whole dance and team were repping red, white, and blue. I'm pleasantly surprised so far. So again, you had people who loved it and you had people who fell away. Now, Drake had posted this. So a lot of people are trying to interpret this. He posted an owl and he's getting ready to push the button. So again, once again, while you trolling like a bitch, ain't you tired? Trying to strike a chord, and it's probably A minor. Still trolling. And this was funny. They turned Kendrick into Michael Jackson. Because that part of the Super Bowl when he's like, say, Drake, I heard you like him young. And he looked dead into the camera with a big smile on his face. That was devious. That was devious. While Kendrick is in the LA waiting, more violence. That's funny. Yeah, Kendrick definitely pulled a Queen Cersei. He chooses violence. This is the picture here of Kendrick smiling. This is the part he says, say Drake, with a big smile. That was like the craziest thing I saw. So let's see here. Looks like T-Pain was rocking out. Okay. Samuel L. Jackson posted a picture of him and Kendrick Lamar before the show. Samuel did the thing. He did his damn thing. Let's see what this bozo's talking about here.
Fucking happen.
Ugh, he's always cussing and yelling.
You niggas don't leak shit. Y'all niggas suck dick. I told y'all what's gonna happen. It fucking happened. You nigga like, yo, nothing bigger than the chat, nigga. Let me tell you how I got that nigga Kendrick's fucking Super Bowl performance. A nigga who worked at the fucking arena is a chat nigga. Fuck who, niggas labels tight to me. And they pay me. But we gonna work it out. Can't beat the chat. Stop it. You heard what I'm saying? That's how I got it.
I took your car and that was it.
Get my Interscope. How'd you get it?
Okay, all right. So I guess he's bragging about. Remember, I said earlier in the stream they were talking about how he had came out with the list with the set list earlier in the week. He had leaked the set list. So I guess now he's like, you know, claiming onus to somebody sending it to him because everything that he did say in that set list was correct. So, okay, all right. Kudos to you, sir. He'd be so extra and loud, honey. Okay, so let's see here. Oh, this was on a cruise. Oh, okay. All right, so I want to go on to TikTok. There are some conversations on TikTok about it as well here.
Subtitles for this.
So you had a lot of white folks on X
It is so funny.
and on TikTok. They were really, really upset about the performance. So we're going to watch this video really quick here.
To watch the Trump supporters melt down over Kendrick Lamar's performance at the Super Bowl halftime show. Like, these guys are losing it. Former Republican Representative Madison Cawthorn said halftime show should have just been Donald Trump dancing to YMCA, further proving that they are very much so in a cult. Lauren Boebert said, "Tell me I'm not the only one needing subtitles for this. I forgot that Lauren Boebert can only hear when someone is bowing down to Donald Trump. If it's anything else, well, she's not so great." Charlie Kirk said, "This music is not my style. This is the same guy who loves Kid Rock." And finally, Beavis and Butthead lookalike Matt Gaetz said, quote, "The halftime show you just watched is clearly the regime's response to Trump's historic gains with black men. You know, if there's anybody out there that shouldn't be talking about a halftime show that includes dissing people who like children, it's Matt Gaetz. If it's not a..."
Okay, so people were saying that his volume is really low. Okay, that's his bad audio, child, because I heard DJ Academics loud and clear. So if his volume is low, we can skip him. Let me see. There was another video here. Hold on. I think this is... Yeah, she did a pretty decent breakdown. So we're going to listen to some of what she had to say.
With a game loading, as you can see the loading bar.
Hope y'all can hear her.
For a PlayStation game, and he's trying to tell you that every time that we hear the word game, we're not talking about the NFL. We're talking about the game and the journey that he's about to take us on, which starts here with him. Now here you're missing a point because yes, his Uncle Simon represents imperialism, propaganda, patriotism. But what else, child? What else? Here he's talking to everybody, and I love this part. Now here he says, "Welcome to the great American game." And he's not talking about the NFL game, okay? He's talking about this game of everything that we have to go through to get to the American dream, all right? And this performance also represents not only our lives, but all the challenges that Kendrick has to go through to get to his American dream, to make it into the music industry. Now here he says, "Welcome to the great American game." And he's not talking about the NFL game, okay? He's talking about this game of everything that we have to go through to get to the American dream, all right? And this performance also represents not only our lives, but all the challenges that Kendrick has to go through to get to his American dream, to make it into the music industry. Here we get Kung Fu Kenny giving us a sneak peek into his upcoming project. And the lyric says, "It started with nothing but government cheese, but now I can seize the government too. And who is looking at this?" That's right in your face. And he goes ahead and says the revolution is about to be televised, referencing Jill Scott 1971, saying, "Not all the revolutions start with the people in power." Oh, picked the right time, but the wrong guy. Oh. And after these two bars, he goes...
Yeah, I peeped that when he was saying right time, wrong guy. I thought that was a shade to Donald Trump as well. Because I think they said he's like the first sitting president to ever go to a Super Bowl game. So again, you know, wanting to make it appear like he's just, you know, the average Joe and he's coming to a Super Bowl game to be with the people, you know. And there were videos of him getting booed while he was clowning Taylor Swift. There were also videos of him getting booed as well. So I thought that was interesting that both him and Taylor, you know, got some boos throughout the night.
He goes ahead and says, "Someone better squabble up," which is, "Someone better get ready to throw hands," which provokes to Uncle Sam to tell, "Too loud, too reckless, too ghetto," which is what the elites want, for you to accommodate to them. Then he asks Kendrick, "Do you really know how to play the game? Don't you know that you have to the F up and do what you're told?" To which he replies, "Oh yeah, that's what America wants," and transitions into humble, to be modest, to do what you're told. And here we get a divided America representing today's tension. But he needs to speak up, so he challenges the game, and the game tells him, "Warning, wrong way," as we transition into DNA. A song that critiques systemic oppression and that celebrates Black excellence, because what month are we in? Yeah, that's right, Black History Month.
You better tell him, sis, okay?
As he moves forward, he is marching through the challenges that involve speaking up. Then we get a close-up of the famous A minor, but child, he is Kendrick. He is saying, Aubrey Drake Graham, look at all the rewards that I got by defeating you. When I saw this shot, it was automatic. I was like, he's referencing All Right. A song about resilience in the face of oppression. And child, this hits home because this song is found in the album To Pimp a Butterfly, which this year turns 10 years. And today is still as relevant as back then. After speaking his mind, speaking his truth, he gets punished because you can't do that. That's why he says, a scorekeeper, deduct a life. After performing Peekaboo, he goes ahead and says, I want to perform their favorite song, but you know they love to sue. And the shots were fired, referencing Drake suing his label for promoting the...
And that's the one part I did like when he was like, you know, I want to perform the song. Because, of course, he knows that's why everybody's there. Let's keep it real. We are all there to watch and see if he's going to perform, you know, like us or not like us. So that's what everybody was waiting for. So when he said that in that part and they started the beat, then they stopped it. It's like, damn, okay, well, Drake must have got them to not, you know, give clearance because of the lawsuit. And then turned around and performed it. That was crazy.
Winning this, not like us. And here it gets personal. Look at this. We move into the S of SZA, who's about to sing, but who's also Drake's ex-girlfriend. Now, this is a sneak peek of the upcoming tour. Oh, SZA, you were amazing, girl. I'm obsessed with you. I just cannot. And so we move into All Stars, a nice mainstream pop song. So he says, that's what I'm talking about. That's what America wants us to say. Don't give me no deep message. This is the Super Bowl. Give me the fireworks. To which he replies, 40 acres and a mule. This is bigger than the music, child. A broken promise from the government. And we've heard this before. 40 acres and a mule, a piano, a guitar, anything. Another bar. They try to rig the game, but you can't fake influence. And then this shot. Now, sure, she's there because she's black. She's doing the crib walk because she's from Compton. But child, you're missing the point. She's there because she is Drake's ex. And she wants to make sure he gets that she doesn't give up about him. This part blows my mind. So as we are in Not Like Us, a dancer takes out this...
All right. So, like I said, I liked her review. I thought it was funny. There was another video on here, too, where they're kind of breaking stuff down. There's no audio, so I'm going to read to, like, they were, like, pulling up some other symbolism. So here, hold on, let me go back. It says, all the dancers came from the same car but end up separating. They come together to form the American flag. The A minor chain, we all peeped that. The only people in the inner circle can survive. Yeah, you see like how everybody's on the ground and it's dead bodies. And to me, again, that's like America. You know, different races, different colors, different ethnicities, but the ending is the same unless you're part of the inner circle, part of the elites. Some people are taking steps back while others are taking steps forward. I didn't even see this part. I didn't peep this part of it. Wow. Huh. So taking steps forward and some people are taking steps back. And you can see how some people are walking this way and others are walking that way. There's so much symbolism in this performance. It's insane. Samuel L. Jackson being Uncle Sam is a personification of the United States, telling him his music is too loud, reckless, and ghetto. Yep. Peep that. The stage being shaped like a video game. This part was crazy. At the end, when all those lights came on and it said game over, not only did that prove that he won the battle, but also, like, he could just go on about his business now. Once he gets done with the tour, if he wants to retire, he can do that. He did what he came to do. And he basically, this was since 2013, him and Drake have been beefing. And he's saying at this point, game is over. It's done. Not only did I perform this at the Grammys, had the music videos, now it's being performed at one of the most watched stages in America, which is the halftime Super Bowl. So I thought that was dope when the lights said game over. It's almost like, a microphone drop, metaphorically. The revolution about to be televised. You picked the right time, but the wrong guy. Yep. And I think what he means by that, because before it was, the revolution would not be televised. Because again, it was a different means of communicating, right? If you think about like in the 60s, how people back then communicated, it was through, word of mouth, pamphlets, newspapers, things like that. Television was still a new thing, and it was very much controlled. But now he's saying that the revolution will be televised. Why? Because for the most part, we are now in control, not all the way, but we have social media. So we're able to see things in real time. You have independent journalists, you know what I'm saying? Like so many people, on social media that are not with like the big mainstream media, where they can get to the ground, they can go live, they can let you know what's happening. So we're always being inundated with, just stories and just whatever is going on in the mainstream media, in the world, geopolitically, playing situations. The revolution is definitely going to be televised. And the wrong guy, he's basically saying Donald Trump is the wrong guy. Okay, so that was the end of that one. So let me come back on the screen here. So like I said, it's a lot of like really good breakdowns. For me, it's just interesting seeing people's different opinions on it. Like I said, you have some people who really like it. You have others who feel like it was just a waste of time. It was just too deep. This wasn't the right place. And I think even Charlemagne, he had said earlier in the week that he didn't want him to perform. They're not like us. And it's just like, why not? And he's like, well, nobody's ever performed a beef song during the Super Bowl. Let me see if I can find that clip here. And, Kendrick still performed it. He was talking to Andrew Schultz about it, which is very interesting, as disgusting as Andrew Schultz was talking about Kendrick not too long ago. Let me see. It was like a quick clip. Okay, so he ends up breaking it down on the Breakfast Club. Oh, now he did say that he could have had a better Super Bowl set. Okay, I don't want to play anything about the set. I was trying to see if I could find the interview with him and Andrew Schultz when they were kind of going back and forth about it. But like I said, it's been an interesting take to see people's responses to this, from regular folks to the celebrities. Like I said, I feel like there is some underlying jealousy with K-Dot basically just taking over, and the fact that this type of music has resonated with so many people and that some people really enjoy it. And I think it bothers a lot of these artists, like I said earlier in the stream. Now, as far as regular folks, again, we also have to be mindful that everybody's not on social media. Everybody's not up to date, with what's going on in hip hop or, rap music, the beefs and stuff like that. So I get, people posting their grandparents saying, hey, I can't hear what he's saying, or I don't know what he's talking about, or who the hell is Kendrick? I mean, it's your grandparents. Are they really going to be knowing about the beef between Kendrick and Drake? No, of course not. So there's also a generational thing. A lot of older folks, they watch the Super Bowl. They've been watching the Super Bowl for years. And so for them, they might tune in and watch the halftime show, but they're not going to understand the nuances. So hence why a lot of people are saying it's the worst Super Bowl performance ever, because they don't understand the entire backstory to how we got here. So that's the main difference. So let me go ahead and read some of these super chats here. I've been on here for almost 49 minutes. Let's see here. Mel Chrissy says, black people already turning on Kendrick. I don't think it's so much black people. I mean, there's a few, regular degglers who don't like the performance. And again, they're definitely entitled to their opinion. But I think most of the black folks who are given some type of, feedback or throwing some type of shade tend to be black folks in the entertainment industry, tend to be other rappers. That's just, that's how I'm getting it. Let's see here. Lala Sin 5 says, I thought Kendrick's Super Bowl was good the first time watching live, but after seeing it 5 times, it's amazing. My favorite performance is still Rihanna. And, and that's funny because I thought Rihanna's performance was trash. I did a review on it when it came out. I didn't like it. So that's why I said, like, everybody's entitled to their opinion. Some people feel like that was their favorite and they loved it. To me, it gave lazy. It gave, I want to announce my second pregnancy. I really wanted more. So I didn't like Rihanna's performance. I did like Usher's last year. That was definitely a homage to ATL and stuff like that. But yeah, I didn't really like Rihanna's performance. It was boring. Like, I could have just went to sleep and been fine. But again, that's how some people feel about Kendrick. Some people feel like Kendrick's was boring and it was just too all over the place. Beautiful Heart says, they say Drake while looking at the camera and smiling. Yeah, that was diabolical. It definitely was. Let's see here. Quiet King sent 10 says, I daily re-listen to your podcast about discernment tea. 2 weeks before you uploaded it, I got scars from a barber, and my gut originally told me to go elsewhere, but I overthought. I'm never overthinking again. Oh, wow. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah. And unfortunately, sometimes we got to take one on the chin. Sometimes we ignore that voice inside, that voice that tells us that somebody is no good or, a barber is trash. And sometimes just because we are, some people are empathetic, some people are empaths, some people are just genuinely good people, you want to give people a chance and they take advantage. So unfortunately, you gave the wrong barber a chance. You got some scars. Hopefully they'll heal up and you'll be able to find a good barber. But yeah, don't beat yourself up too much. The main thing is to learn from your mistakes, is to learn from that, is to learn from not listening to your gut instincts. So, and it just helps to basically make your discernment stronger. So that way, when you're in that situation the next time, you know which way to move, left or right. So thank you so much for the super chat. Let's see here. Yeah, Prince's was amazing. Kathy G, I definitely agree. Prince's performance was real dope. And of course, MJ's, I don't think anybody could top MJ's. Let's see. Queen Anne says, hey T, sending love from Ratchet Ass Florida. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Kevin Preston sent 499, says Lil Wayne and his 3 1/2 dreadlocks would be out of breath by song 3. Please go lay down, Skip. Yeah, I just don't, again, we're not going to take away from Wayne. I think Wayne at one point in time was a very dope lyricist. I had all the Carters, Carter 1 through 3. I fell off after the 3rd one, but Lil Wayne has made timeless music. There's certain songs from Young Money that I can listen to. It's going to take me to a particular time and space. But that was also the Lil Wayne of yesteryear. The Lil Wayne of 2025, I personally wouldn't pay to see Lil Wayne live because the live performances I've seen from Lil Wayne have just not been good. He forgets his lyrics. He doesn't really have any stage presence. So, and he's not looking too good. Like, he's not looking too healthy. So for me personally, I don't think he could handle the Super Bowl stage. But that's just my personal opinion. But Lil Wayne is still a hell of an artist. I would never take that from him. But I can see why the Super Bowl wouldn't book him. Jade sent $2. She says, people get jealous at how other people love you. That is very true. That is so true. It makes their demons so angry. You know what I mean? Because God forbid that people love you for just being who you are and they have to try, overly hard or be overly nasty or do all types of, tricks and whatever else to get people to even pay them attention. And you got folks who can just be themselves and people fuck with them. And it really bothers people's spirits. It just enrages their demons. So I definitely agree with you, Jade. That is a great point. And I think that's some of what Kendrick goes through, is that people don't understand why is it that people like him. He's not that tall. He's like, what, 5'4"? You know what I'm saying? He's not like he's big and buff, you know? It's like what it is about him. When you got rappers who are like, 6'5" and could be models and look good and can rap. And it's just like, yeah, we don't care. We know that you're fine, but we don't care. The game, Not that he's even fine, but just the fact that he's 6'8". Because he's another one who throws shade at Kendrick. So, yeah, I think that's part of it, too. I think that's a really good point, that some people just really feel a way about Kendrick and the love that people have for Kendrick. And again, this is not to turn him into like some type of Messiah-like figure, because I don't think that at all. I like his music, and I just think that he's different. But do I look to him like a god? Do I feel like he's about to like, save black people from, I don't know, from what's to come? I think people put too much onus on Kendrick. Like, he's just a rapper at the end of the day. He makes good music. He makes thought-provoking music. I think he puts a lot into his sets anytime he performs. He puts a lot into it. He's not just up there grabbing his nuts with like 50 guys up there just walking back and forth. You know what I mean? Like, he really puts a lot of creative thought into stuff. So I like stuff like that. But as far as I think that Kendrick Lamar is about to save, the entire black diaspora, no. It's just music at the end of the day. At the end of the day, you have to save yourself. Nobody's going to come and save you. So I think sometimes people put too much stock into it and act like he's this Messiah-like figure. Just a black man from Compton who can rap well and makes good music that's thought-provoking. That's how I look at it. I'm just not into the celebrity worship, personally. But I like Kendrick. I'm a fan, but I'm not about to worship him like he's some type of deity. That I'm not going to do. Because I've seen a lot of that, too. Let's see here. Camille H says, I watched the halftime show for K-Dot's infamous two-step. Yeah, I like the fact he had on those the boot cut jeans. I did like the jeans. I thought that was different. It reminded me of the 90s, how a lot of the dudes dressed back in the day. Let's see here. Unk sent $4.99. He's from the UK. Says Kendrick Lamar went on the national stage to call another black man the PDF, but he's supposedly about black empowerment. Why people can't say that? Well, I've seen people say that. I don't think that you're not allowed to say that. I think you have the right to say that. Again, like I said, everybody is not a Kendrick fan, and people have that right. But also, everybody's not a Drake fan. And last time I checked, Drake is not black. Drake is a biracial man. So I don't think he's necessarily dragging another black man down. I think he's dragging a biracial man who became the face of black hip hop. I see a lot of people saying that it's clear that Kendrick is also jealous of Drake, that there's some jealousy there. And I think I can be honest and say that maybe at a point in time, there might have been. I think it's okay to say that. People are human beings. There might have been a point in time where he felt like, hey, I'm putting in all this work. I write my own raps. I'm what I feel the culture is feeling. Yet this man is always number one on the Billboard. This man is going on world tours over and over again. This man is selling millions. But Kendrick also takes long breaks too. He does like 5 years in between projects, whereas Drake is always in our face. So yeah, maybe there might have been a point in time where he felt the way about Drake. There might have been some jealousy there. I think to say that there wasn't at any point in time, I think it's to say that he's not human. So I think what he did is that after watching and studying and seeing all the stuff that Drake has done over the years, he put it into the music. That's what we always tell artists. Instead of ranting and raving like a lunatic on fucking Twitter, put it in your music. And I think that's what he did. And let's also not act like Drake is innocent. Everybody's acting like Kendrick just woke up one day and decided to start picking on Drake. Remember, this all started when Kendrick released that Control verse. Everybody else who's really, a connoisseur of hip hop took it as a challenge. Some people even made responses to Kendrick Other folks were saying, hey, I'm just glad he mentioned me as one of the, great MCs of our generation. But Drake really took it personal. He was really upset. He was on Angie Martinez about to, crying tattooed tears. So let's not act like Drake hasn't been throwing shots for as long as Kendrick. They both have been throwing shots at each other, just like with J. Cole. We ain't forgot about Jermaine. People want to act like, oh, I'm so glad that Jermaine decided to stay out of it and, he didn't need to get drugged like that. Jermaine is not innocent. He done threw a lot of rocks. He done, called a lot of names. He done threw a lot of subliminal messages. So they've all done stuff. Again, is it embarrassing for Drake? I think so. Absolutely. No one wants to be called that on a national stage in front of, millions of people watching, and it's in replay and everything else. But again, I also look at it too, like, what has Drake done to people behind the scenes? Because sometimes, I even think back to like elementary school, where you had that one kid in class who, as soon as the teacher turns around, they're throwing shit at you, spitballs, poking you on your side, steadily poking the bear. Then the second you turn around and you react and you swing on that person, the teacher catches you, and then you're in trouble. And you're like, but they were doing it. Well, I didn't see them do it. I saw you do it. I feel like that's what it was with Drake. All these people he helped put on. He gave them features. He was in their music video. Invited them to OVO Fest. He put a lot of money into people's pockets. And with all that couldn't even buy him loyalty. So to me, it says more about Drake than even some of these people. But that's just my opinion, So thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. Let's see here. Nardo SXX sent $5. Says, hey T, it's 1 a.m. in Switzerland, and I'll watch the playback tomorrow. Just wanted to show some support. Thank you so much. Thank you for staying up and watching with me out there in Switzerland. I appreciate you. Trisha said Boosie needs to worry about them kids. Thank you for the super chat. Dexter Davis. He says the problem is that people would rather be entertained than enlightened. Great performance. Hit the like button. Thank you so much. I definitely agree. Yeah. People are looking for, backflips and energetic stuff. And you're not going to get that with Kendrick. So I guess for me, I already set my expectations. Like, I'm not going to go into a Kendrick halftime show expecting Chris Brown performances. Kendrick is not a dancer. He's not about to be sitting here doing backflips and, body winds. And, he's not doing all that. He's going to walk back and forth and, do a little two-step and a little bop. He might crip wop a little bit. And that's all you're going to get from Kendrick, child. So I knew where to set my expectations. So for me, I'm going into it looking for the artistry, looking for the Easter eggs, and there were so many. I mean, from the time he jumped out there and he had that A minor chain on, I'm like, yep, he started. He ain't even said 2 words, and he wants all the smoke. Let's see here. Creative Rose says, people are saying Drake boosted people, but he also done people dirty. Look how he did I Love Mannequin. He ruined that man's career. Exactly. Even now, he's about to drop a new album with Party Next Door. Party Next Door has been sitting on that OVO label for years. And all he did was use him to keep writing tracks. He should have been collaborating with Party Next Door. That's your own artist. He should have been putting them out there, been doing music with them. But now that you have nobody in America who's willing to really work with you, probably outside of Lil Boosie, now you're trying to do a collaborative album with Party Next Door. And you've done 2 with Future. So he's done a lot of his own artists wrong. He really has. So thank you for pointing that out. Let's see here. OG Blue says the A is for his production company, PG Lang. If you say so. Aaliyah Gomez sent 5, says, hey T, and the fact that they took the flag of protest down, but the one alluding to pedophilia slide to me, was a good unintentional message. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. Let's see here. Keek says, they not like us. The media is trash. Kirby Wiggins sent 20, says, screw Drake the snake. I'm a 67-year-old retired vet. I love Not Like Us. I enjoyed this show, including Serena Crip walking. Louisiana was in their feelings and backing a non-American mess. Nutballs, put your thinking on. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. Thank you. Will J says, what other rappers could give us this level of performance? Remember, the bar is already lower for the expectation for male rappers in general. I definitely agree. Thank you. I agree. Oh, hold on. My page just refreshed here. Okay. All right. My Philly sis. What's up, BL? She says, I love the artistry show, but I didn't like the set list. The Super Bowl is for hits. We can all sing along. Now people are going to feel like they can promote their new ish. Yeah, a lot of people did have issues with the set list because, you know, a lot of people haven't gotten into his new music like that. So they were looking for a lot of his older songs. But yeah, he definitely used it to promo it. And I think it was also a way to help market his tour because he's getting ready to go on tour with SZA. So thank you and congratulations to y'all city, child. Y'all won. You know, I'm Team Vikings, but we see y'all Eagles. Let's see here. Anna sent 999 says, I'm glad they omitted the Palestine-Sudan protest. Black community, burn the capes for everyone. The next 4 years are uncertain times for us. We can still have compassion without being the voice of reason for everyone. Thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate you. Let's see here. Keith says, I'm glad it wasn't Wayne up there last night. Okay, BL Sherelle sent another 5, says, not only is it jealousy, people want to be loud about their allegiance to Drake because they're glazing for a future feature. I definitely agree. Yeah, you know that's what it is. Boosie wants a Drake feature. So speaking of Drake, this is what he was doing yesterday. He had a tour in Australia. So this is going viral. He's basically trying to buy new fans. He's trying to give them money. So let's go ahead and watch Drake real quick here. This was him in Australia at his concert. All right. Say, Drake.
I see a sign up there. I see 2 signs. I see 2 signs. I see one that has my son's name on it, and then I see another one behind it that says, kiss me, it's my birthday. You see that sign right there? All right, well, we'll start here with you because you showing a lot of love to my son. On behalf of me and Adonis, well, on behalf of me and my son, we're gonna give you 25 grand for your family. Yeah. And then for the girl in the back, she has the kiss me, it's my birthday sign. I can't really see you from here, so I can't judge if I'm gonna kiss you. I can't really see you. It's a tough read on the kiss. But what I am gonna do is, I'm gonna give you 20 grand, and I'm gonna pay for a birthday dinner for you and all your friends tomorrow night. And if you want, you can come back to the show again, both of y'all, if y'all want. We'll get you tickets. Australia, I love y'all. Melbourne, this is real love.
All right, child. So basically, it looks like he's trying to buy fans and make it look like he's the good guy again. He's willing to give out $25,000 for the girl holding the Adonis sign and the girl saying she wants a kiss by Drake. He's going to pay her and all her friends. He's going to give her birthday money and then pay for all her friends to come back to another concert of his. Okay, Drake, all right. We see you. So, he's been out there in Australia right now. He's just trying to do anything to keep the headlines positive and away from the Kendrick Lamar debacle, which was his beef that he asked for. He really asked for it. He just bit off more than he could chew, and that's the problem. Let's see here. Jim the Lightwork says, T, the game over was also a nod to the Matrix ending. I can see that. Thank you for the super chat. I can definitely see that. Teray Williams says, hey T, checking in from Oklahoma. Would you say that Kendrick is the modern day Tupac? No. I think a lot of people, you know, again, I feel like when you say that Kendrick is the modern day Tupac or just like Pac, I feel like, again, that's deifying him. I think Tupac is just Tupac and Kendrick is just Kendrick. Yeah, I don't see him as the modern day Tupac. I think as far as his music, it's more meaningful, it's more impactful, it's more thought-provoking, like a lot of Tupac's music was. But I just think Tupac is Tupac. You know, just like I think, you know, Biggie is Biggie. I don't think anybody can fill their shoes, you know. But I think maybe for like this generation, you know, if they want to feel like, you know, he's the Tupac of this generation, I can get that. But because I was here when Tupac was alive, I can't give anybody that title. Like, I get why younger people do it, because I know a lot of people say that about XXX. They say that he's like, you know, this generation's Tupac as well. Because, you know, he was wild and, you know, but then he woke up, he became more woke. Just like when Tupac wanted to, like, turn thug life into, you know, a thing to help the community and get rid of the gangs and the violence and stuff like that. And it seemed like X was on that path as well. And then his life was cut down short. And I can get why this generation feels that way and they want, you know, somebody like a Tupac to look up to. But for somebody, child, I'm grown, honey. You know, like I was here during those Tupac years. So nobody will ever amount to Pac in my book for me. But that's because I don't come from this generation. So I hope that answers your question. But as far as like the music, the, you know, the thought-provokingness, it definitely does mirror Pac. But I can't compare him to being a modern day Pac just because I was here when Pac was here. Yeah, he is. He's very much influenced by Pac. Yeah. I mean, y'all can say not X, but there's a lot of people, there's a lot of X fans who really feel like X is their Tupac. There's a lot of people who said that when he died, and they still think that, you know? Let's see here. Forever Your Leo. What's up, sis? Set 999 says, hey, T, I love K-Dot's performance. I also feel like the people in all black represented the unseen people playing and watching us, the people like the game's NPCs, since they were only on the game buttons. That's a good point. I didn't even look at it like that. That's a really, really good point. Like he had his own, you know, visual NPC characters just sitting there. That's a really good interpretation. And that's what I'm saying. When it's like you have to watch it. Every time you watch his performance, you find more and more things. Just like in that other clip, I didn't even notice the part about them walking forward and walking backwards. I didn't even peep that. So it's so many Easter eggs in his performance. It's crazy. All right, y'all. So I think I kind of broke down how I feel about like the whole Kendrick performance and, you know, my thoughts. And for me, I really liked it. I enjoyed it. You know, I was hype watching it. And I think that it also set a precedence. Like, people want more. I think before I get off of the Kendrick thing, I want to say this. A lot of people, me and Emily had this conversation earlier today, and a lot of people are going through things. A lot of people are feeling very defeated right now, and there's a lot of angst and anxiety. And even with his performance, you can see the divisiveness. You can see the people who get it, who don't get it. You can see the people who like it and who don't like it. And again, everybody's entitled to their opinion. But what it's also telling me is that we have a lot of people right now who are feeling defeated in life. They're going through it. Outside of Trump, outside of the presidency, there's a lot of things that are unsure right now. People's jobs, the economy, groceries. I throw Super Bowl parties literally every Super Bowl. I have people come over. Friends, family, and I usually cover everything. You know what I mean? I just want people to come. Just come. Don't worry about nothing. And this was the first time everybody was like, no, we're going to help chip in too. We're going to bring stuff too. And people did. People bought stuff, bought chicken because we did a barbecue. People bought things. And that just let me know, like, damn, people are just like, it's a lot of things like people are aware of now. People are really starting to think like the economy is really not good. There's really struggles out here. Everybody is hurting. We need to come together. We need to support each other. We can't just assume that, okay, this person has it, everything should be on them. Like that like really meant a lot that everybody was just like willing to chip in and bring something. Even if it was like chips or, because usually it's like people just come with empty tummies. You know what I'm saying? And I don't mind because I like, throwing parties and get-togethers for my friends and family. But it just like even seeing people saying like, T, what can I bring? Like, don't worry about it. No, I'm about to bring something, and was bringing stuff anyways. I'm like, yeah, times is different. You know what I'm saying? Like people are, it's rough. People are seeing the big picture. And I just want to say to people, I know it's easier to sit up here and say things will be okay, and it's times are tough, and it's okay. I think with this performance and with the message that's being said, it's okay to feel defeatist, to feel defeated every now and then. It's okay to feel like, damn, I don't know when, my next paycheck is going to come in, or I don't know if my job will be here in a month with all these layoffs going on. I don't know what the man in the White House is currently doing. It's like every day it's something. It's okay to get into those moods. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to witness the stuff that's going on, but just don't get lost in it. Just don't get lost in it. And I think that's what he was saying, that, eventually we have to come together, revolutionize, you know what I'm saying, and fight until the game is over. Because you're not dead until you're dead. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep fighting. You got to keep going. It might be bad this week, but you don't know what blessings may be in store next week. So that's what I'm going to take away from it, because I think a lot of people are going through it right now. Hence the divide on social media, the back and forth, even the fact that this Super Bowl performance divided so many people. And I think that is the big message, is that right now a lot of people are feeling defeated. Right now a lot of people are unsure. Even these celebrities. Look how a lot of these celebrities are talking. There's a lot of weird energy and jealousy, and everybody's fighting for their spot. And nobody knows what's going to be next and what's to come. So all we can do, is just take the good with the bad and just try to support each other and try and be a good person and look out for each other. Because it comes back tenfold. The energy that you put out there is the energy that you receive. And I not put good energy out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm appreciative of everybody in my life. It lets me know that I'm loved, that people care. People aren't just around me taking advantage. The fact that people be like, that people would bring stuff. Yes, they just blew me. Because that usually doesn't happen. But the fact that people are just trying to look out for each other, it says a lot. So I just want everybody, regardless if you like the performance, if you didn't like the performance, just understand that everybody's going through something. Don't assume because you see somebody who's an influencer or celebrity, or just, your coworker, the person at the gas station. We are all going through stuff right now. And it's not just in America, globally. It's a global shift going on. So for me, the message that he put out there at that Super Bowl, it really resonated. It really resonated. Because for some of us, we really do have to code switch. We really do got to, walk two different lines. It doesn't make the people who don't have to do it, doesn't make you a bad person. But just understand sometimes our walks aren't as straightforward. Sometimes we got to jump and crawl and, hop over hurdles that you may never, ever face. And that's a blessing that you don't have to face those hurdles. But just be aware that other people do. So that's what I'm going to take away from that, from the whole performance. But yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot going on right now. And for me, it's been very interesting to just see different people's takes. Not necessarily judging them or condemning them, but, just seeing how they interpret the message. Because again, that's what life is. We don't know everything. And my interpretation isn't 100% right or accurate. That's just how I interpret it. Just like Jason Whitlock or anybody else who didn't like it. That's just their interpretation of it. Island Girl says, thanks for this, T. You're so welcome. Yeah, humanity. Who said that? Haskuska? Sorry if I mispronounced your name in the chat. Says humanity is being tested. Yes, it is. And I feel it. Like, I just feel the energy. People are going through stuff right now. People are really going through stuff. Myself. You know what I'm saying? I be going through stuff. Y'all didn't see me get on here and literally break down crying because I can't hold in what I'm going through. And I've never been one to hold my emotions. If I'm sad, you're going to know it. If I'm happy, you're going to know it. If I'm mad, you're going to know it. It is what it is. I'm always going to be an open book. So I just hope that whatever people are going through in this time and space, things get better. Because it's a lot going on right now. So with that being said, got about 30 minutes left. Let me go get on to the rest of the last few topics I had here that I had lined up. Okay, let's talk about Kanye's ass. I don't know what's wrong with this man at this point. So I did the whole breakdown of all the anti-Semitic nonsense he was saying on Twitter. He was eventually banned today. They removed him because he was trying to sell a swastika t-shirt. Let me see if I can find that. Yeah, this dude is a trip. Okay, let me show y'all this here. Let me pull it
What's up, guys?
Okay, this is Jay.
What's up, guys? I spent like all the money for the commercial on these new teeth. So once again, I had to shoot it on the iPhone. Go to Yeezy.com.
So then when you go to Yeezy.com, this is what you see. This is what he's selling on Yeezy.com. And then they said that the HH01, which I've never seen before, they were saying that it means Hail or Heil Hitler, whatever. So now he's been banned, right? So there's been a video that's gone viral of Kodak+Dank. And Kodak+Dank is literally on the ground eating chicken. The people around him get on the ground and they're eating chicken with him. It's just a hot mess of a video. So Kanye West now wants to go and save Kodak+Dank, which is very interesting because I'm looking at it like, well, who's about to save Kanye? Because you got your own issues while you over here worrying about Kodak+Dank. So we're going to watch this video really quick here of Kanye wanting to rescue Kodak.
Going through something right now, and I got bags under my eyes and shit. But I just saw a video of Kodak, and I wouldn't want nobody to like do an intervention on me. That's why I want to put this video up, because y'all might think, oh man, Ye really going through right now. Somebody need to go get him, or yo, go take his Twitter and stuff like that. But I'm just telling you calmly that I am in a good space. I'm really in a positive space. It's cathartic. I got my ideas out. That's all that happened. And that was very freeing for me, and it was worth everything. It was worth everything to do that. So let's start there. Now, I've seen this video of my brother Kodak, and I feel a calling. He's actually wearing this Donda chain. And it's not just because he's wearing a chain, but it's like how he's sitting here wearing this chain unless something's saying to go and get my brother. And I thought about it before. I was like, man, I should go down to Miami. Maybe I could be the person that could make a difference. And that's what I'm about to do right now. Okay, so I thought Kodak was in Miami. I see he's in Atlanta. So I'm going to flight down to Atlanta right now and do something. So anybody that's already down in Atlanta that knows him and knows anything about him, I know I said rappers and all that, but right now, I need y'all, man, to like really go and do something. Like we can't, I know y'all think I'm crashing out and shit, but y'all, you see me talking, I'm expressing myself, I'm cathartic and shit. And look, man, please don't, I know I said a lot of shit, man, just let me go down there and go help this man out. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm gonna be down there. I'm about to get my flight right now.
So this is a video of kodak+Dank that's going viral all over social media. This man looks like he is zombied out. This is crazy.
Free advertisement. You over there recording the wrong thing. Take a seat next to him. Take a seat next to him. Enjoy that food. Enjoy that. Take a seat next to him, brother. Talk to the people. Oh, hold on, bro. I want to be part of that shit, bro. Bro, I want to join that. I want to be doing that. Oh, that motherfucker. Yeah, for the people. Boy, you want something, though?
Tell them folks what's going on. Tell them like, man, what the hell going on?
I'm going to bed. I'm going to bed. Come on, let's go.
All right, let me come back on the screen, child. So that is the video of Kodak that went viral. And I saw some people saying things like, oh, he's just trolling. Y'all are always hating on Kodak. He's not really high. The man looks like he's not only high, he looks like he's possessed by demons. The way he's contorted and all that, it just looks crazy. And my thing is, okay, let's say for instance, he's trolling. He's not really high, he's just trolling. Why is that the image that you want black men to be seen as? For all y'all who keep saying that he's trolling, why is that the image that he's putting out there? That he's trolling black men looking like drug addicts on the ground eating chicken. Why is that the imagery that he would want to troll with if this is just trolling and he's not high? The whole thing is just insane. It's nonsense. And I feel like he's not trolling because wasn't it just a few years ago he was on Kai Cenat's, not a few years ago, a few months ago, excuse me. He was on Kai Cenat's live stream, high as hell, high as a kite. Let me see, I have it here. Even Kai Cenat was like worried.
I'm not talking Katie, but Kodak, hop on that track.
It has music. I don't want to play the music, but y'all can just look at how he's at. Look how Kai Cenat's looking at him. Look how he's looking at him. He looks so uncomfortable.
What's up for me? I said, no.
Let's see.
Suck for me. She said she wants suck for me. I said, no. I don't want it. I'm just waiting for the bus. I don't want it. I don't need it.
Okay, here goes another video.
But that's why sometimes you can't always say it, but at times when it feels good,
crazy.
that's what you say sometimes. Yeah.
Man, what you got going on?
But that's why sometimes you can't always say it, but at times
look
when
at
it
his
feels
eyes.
good, that's what you say sometimes.
Y'all don't like me, yo.
Who don't like you?
They don't employ me here, bro.
Who don't like you? Chat?
Yeah, everybody on this fucking chat and shit.
Now they all saying W's.
They're saying bring Uzi back.
That was one. You got one. That was one person.
Like,
Look, they say they love you. Look, chat. Look, they say no. I love Kodak. I love Kodak. No, stay. No. Look.
Y'all don't like me, yo.
Who this?
Hey, yo, man, I fuck with Neon.
You fuck with Neon?
Yeah.
What make you fuck with Neon out of everybody?
Cause I would be like when they like be trying to vibe like they bullying the fam.
Oh, no, but yeah, I feel you.
No, but I'm
This is sad.
Today.
But y'all want to say he's just trolling.
I just finna go in and out of the room. You
Huh?
get it?
You know what?
So while you doing this, right? I'm finna go in and I'm finna go to the movie room.
Are you in the movies?
Yeah. You can keep doing this. Thank you, my boy.
Thank you so much. Hey, appreciate you. Thank you so much.
That's your phone.
Yeah.
I did this for the hobby. Okay, when I see you later. Okay.
Hey.
Okay. All right.
My boy.
Appreciate you, my boy.
Appreciate you.
Again. Boop.
Oh!
What the hell? Did he just pinch his nipple? Child, let me go back on the screen. Kodak is too much. So, I mean, again, to me, there's something wrong. Y'all can sit here and say he's just trolling and people need to stop hating on him. He's just simply eating chicken. Now, I know I ain't ate chicken in a long time, okay? But I do recall when I used to eat chicken, it never took place in the middle of the street. Like when did people start eating chicken like that? Let's stop making excuses for foolishness. That man is high out his mind. He definitely needs help, but I don't think Kanye West is the right person. Right message, wrong messenger. Kanye West needs to help himself. And I think the only reason why he's trying to attach himself to Kodak now is because he's been booted off of X. Okay, so now he doesn't have that platform. He's been kicked off of Instagram. Because just the other day you were saying F rappers, they're all broke, they're all beneath you. And now today, because you have nothing else going on, now you want to jump on the Kodak train and try and get Kodak some help. This is the blind leading the blind. You can't help somebody when you yourself need help. So I just thought that whole thing was just insane. Insane. So let me see here. Another thing I want to hit. Okay, got that video. Okay, so before I go, I also wanted to hit on the Dank situation, Dank Damas. As we know, we talked about her. Well, I talked about her maybe about a week and a half. She is the obese rapper. She's suing Lyft. The man went to pick her up. She tried to be cheap and order a regular size Lyft. And the man told her flat out, ma'am, my tires are tired. You can't get in here. And so she got upset. She said it was discrimination. He was discriminating against her size. But let's be honest, when the car rolled up, the car sounded like it was on its last leg. The car was coughing and shit. The transmission was skipping. You're not putting all that in my car. You're just not. So the man said no, and he ended up leaving. So she went to go file a case, and she sued. So today she was on the Breakfast Club. And I did end up watching the whole interview. And I've always thought Dank was sweet because I remember watching bits and pieces of Deb's house. And I think she's a sweet lady. I didn't know she was 29. I thought she was a lot younger. But she was on there and she's basically talking about the situation, talking about her weight. But one part of the video is going viral. And we're going to watch this real quick here. So give me just a moment to pull this up. Dank. Where's she at? Okay. Let me refresh it. And unmute it. Okay. So we're going to watch this real quick from the Breakfast Club.
Good?
Good morning.
What's going on? Nice to meet you.
Hi,
how are you?
Stormy.
How are you? Hey, King. How you, brother? You good? Nice to meet you, King.
Got it. Yep. This the only seat y'all got?
What you want? What you need?
There's one more. A bigger chair or something.
Is she already little?
Damn.
We had
That's what I'm talking about. Good. This is the accommodation.
There you go. You know, you walked in and you said the chair was too small, so we had to bring the part of the sectional for you to sit in, and you said.
Think about, they bought her part of a sectional to sit on. Think about that.
Said something. You said, this is what I'm talking about, accommodations, right?
Yes.
But we live in a world that's not always going to be able to accommodate people that are
But we
plus
should,
size.
though. We should, because we not all the same, you know? I feel like we should. Like, why not? I feel like a lot of times people think that bigger people, obese, the F word people should just be in a house. When it's like,
The
we
F
not.
word?
Yeah, the F word. I'm not
The
about
word that you can't say.
And again, this is where I draw the line. I keep telling y'all word police people, y'all will not get me to stop using words that are in the dictionary. Just normal everyday words. I get slurs, not being able to use slurs. When did this word become outlawed? When do we stop saying words like fat? Y'all can say somebody's bony all day. Y'all sitting talking about Coi Leray being bony. Ain't nobody banning that word.
Yeah, I was fat. You don't like it.
Oh!
I'm not saying that word.
Yeah, we don't use that word in my house either.
I thought you talking about the gay slur. I'm like, wait, I'm confused.
No. But I just feel like it should be accommodated. Bigger people should be accommodated, just like we accommodate the LGBT community. All those other communities. I just feel like we outside. If we inside, is get up. Why you in a house? You should be doing this. You should be doing that. When we outside, it's like, why you not in a house?
Well, people would say,
who actually told you that? Because
Okay, let me come back on the screen. Okay. Again, I like Dank. I think she seems like a sweet young lady. But there's no personal responsibility. There's no accountability here. First and foremost, I'm going to use the F word. Fat, who cares? It's a word. Just like skinny. It's a word. My thing is, she's saying that people are saying that fat people shouldn't be outside. They should, first they say, get out the house, go move. And then when they go out, they're not there's no accommodations for them. Again, people are free to do what they want to do. Nobody should be forced to sit in the house. But you also have to be realistic. You're trying to make an argument with Lyft that they weren't accommodating to you because a smaller car pulled up. But you purposely chose a smaller car. You get what I'm saying? Like, you didn't choose an Uber XL. Lyft is very accommodating to bigger sizes. You have to be willing to pay more. Like the gentleman said in the video that I did about the whole Dank situation. He says, I know I'm a big guy, and you got to pay to play. So yeah, Uber, Lyft might cost you an extra $10. Well, so be it. You can't expect somebody to come pick you up in a Prius or whatever car he came up and got her in, and they should just be able to accommodate you. That's not realistic. Just like with the Breakfast Club. Everybody was saying that they did that to be shady. That's wrong that the Breakfast Club gave her that chair. Last time I checked, that is the chair that they give everybody. Everybody sits in that black chair. Now, lucky for her, there was a half a sectional to accommodate her. So, it helped her out. But everybody don't have half a sectional for you to sit on. So again, you got to request certain accommodations. They knew they were going to have a bigger girl. So they said, well, just in case, we're going to have half this sectional. But what if they didn't? She'd have to just sit on that chair or stand. I mean, it just is what it is. She was saying that she doesn't have issues getting on the plane, and that basically when she gets on the plane, like Southwest, Airlines, they'll let her use 2 seats for free. Well, bless their heart. And that's good, and kudos to Southwest. And if you are morbidly obese, that should be the airline that you want to fly on if you don't want to pay for an extra seat. But if you're flying on good old greedy-ass Delta, who charge for everything, you're going to have to pay for 2 seats. That is their rules. So you can't say because Southwest lets you sit on 2 seats or take up 2 seats, that should be afforded to you on every airline. She said that when she's flown Delta, sometimes they will just let her, have 2 seats. They'll look out for her. Well, then that means that's just that person doing you a solid. That's that person looking out for you. That's that person giving you the homie hookup. But you can't just go in with this expectation of having that. And I think that's where she loses me, is that she has this sense of entitlement that people should just do stuff. You're comparing yourself to the LGBT community. When the lawyer was suing, they were comparing your weight to black people. Black people can't change their skin color. LGBT people can't change the fact that they're gay. But guess what? Weight loss, your weight fluctuates. You can be big, you can be skinny. Trust me, I've been on both sides. I've never been that heavy, but I've been on both sides. You know, I gained weight during the pandemic, stress eating and everything else. And I've been as bony as 119 pounds. So I've been on both ends of the spectrum. You know, but that's just my weight. That's something that, you know, with hard work and dedication, I got to control. So as you get older, as your metabolism slows down, you have to be on top of your weight even more. Because you don't have that same fast metabolism that you had in your 20s. Wish I did, I don't. You know what I mean? So I got to think twice about everything that goes in my damn mouth. You know what I mean? And that's just what it is. So to compare weight to race or sexuality, I think that's kind of silly. And I get it that some people have thyroid issue. You know what I'm saying? Some people do have issues, you know, with weight. Like it's harder for them to lose weight and things like that. But a lot of it starts in childhood. A lot of it starts with healthy habits and the habits that we give our children. You know, not giving them that second plate. Not giving them a whole box of pizza to eat. There are kids where the parents have no problem. Well, they'll, you know, I've been to some people's houses. They'll order a pizza. You know, we go to take a slice, and the kid gets a whole box to themselves. What kind of shit is that? Do they pay bills around here? Why they get the big chicken or the big box of pizza? And they're 12. Oh, he's a healthy eater. No, you're literally, you're not instilling healthy eating habits in that child. Or somebody, you know, you'll go out to eat with somebody, they'll be like, oh yeah, you know, I want a salad. Okay, cool. And then everything on there is heavy. Heavy ranch dressing. That was a big thing when I lived down south. Oh my gosh. When I would go out with my friends in Charlotte, oh, it'd be like, well, what is the point of having a salad? Heavy ranch dressing. That's such a southern thing. And I remember when I first moved down south from up north, because I never heard that before. I thought it was a brand. I've never heard of the brand Heavy. What is Heavy Ranch? I've never heard of that. I thought it was a brand. Like old farm, you know, like old Bay or something. I thought it was like a brand because that was Heavy Ranch dressing. Y'all know them damn Southerners, child. And they would bring the salad. It would be just globs of dressing on there. You couldn't even find the salad. It's just Heavy Ranch. My point is, okay, am I the only person who knows about Heavy Ranch dressing in the Carolinas? Okay, somebody says, fuck yeah. Thank you. Thank you. They be like, Heavy Ranch dressing? It's a Southern thing. You be like, okay, now y'all need to stop. Why even order a salad? Just eat the ranch dressing at this point. It would be so much ranch dressing on the salad. I'm like, that defeats the whole purpose. You're supposed to have a little small, you know, they give you like a little small dressing cup. Oh no, they want the whole bottle on there if they're going to eat a salad. So again, it's about healthy choices, you know, minimizing what you eat, you know. Somebody said they granny. They said, oh my God, my granny T, she's from down south in Arkansas. So your granny likes Heavy Ranch dressing. Shout out to all my Southerners, honey. I'm glad y'all know what I'm talking about. That is a Charlotte thing. Look, Miss Mia Stick said I lived in Charlotte 100. Thank you. That is a Charlotte thing. Go out to eat with your homegirls in Charlotte. They're going to be like, I want a salad and Heavy Ranch dressing. Not blue cheese, not French, not Italian, Heavy Ranch dressing. So this is all throughout the South, huh? So they must do that in Texas too. I know Texas. Everything's bigger in Texas. I know y'all like heavy ranch dressing. Somebody said I'm at work screaming. Oh my gosh. Shawna said, that's right, T. Ranch dressing. Shout out to the 704. Oh my gosh. That was the thing. I used to be cracking up. When I first moved down south, I said, what in the hell is heavy? I really thought it was a brand. I'm like, I never heard of that brand. Like, that's how you gonna put out your salad? I'm like, yeah, it comes with the little cup. Oh, that's not enough for me. I like heavy ranch dressing. So my point is, again, I understand that people do have weight issues, right? And like I said, Dank is a very sweet girl, but she's also on there saying that she's completely healthy, but her dad had died from a heart attack, and she said her mom and dad were heavier. They weren't as heavy as her, but her brothers were skinny. And, you know, again, you may not be having any issues now, but it can come on later on in life. You know, right now she's still young. She's only 29. But we also want to see you make it, you know what I'm saying, into your 30s and live a long life. And it's been proven and she's morbidly obese. I'm going to use that word. I'm sorry if you're offended by it, but that's a real word. She's obese. And that does cause a lot of health issues. That's just the truth of the matter. You know what I'm saying? But again, should she be shamed and ridiculed? No, because when you like tease and ridicule people, that doesn't make them want to lose weight. That makes them, you know, close off. I love the fact that she's confident and that she seems like a very nice person. But I guess for me, the annoyance comes in with the sense of entitlement. The sense of, now you know damn well you needed a half a sectional to sit down, but you're trying to punk the Uber driver into giving you a ride, knowing that he has tired tires. Come on, ma'am. The tires are tired, and they're not tiring right now. You know, so I just think that at this point, she needs to do what she feels, you know, the need to do for herself. If she feels like she wants to be plus size and that's what she's comfortable being, cool. She has that right. But again, you can't sit there and force the world to, you know what I'm saying, to like come down to your beck and whims. Just like the other girl, the J-Bay girl, the plus size girl that wants like all the hotels around the country to be renovated with, you know, wider hallways and, you know, super big beds. Like nobody's about to do all that. You know what I'm saying? Now, maybe in the future, there might be a hotel that's solely dedicated to people of, you know, bigger sizes, and that's what they specialize in. I could see something like that. But to say, like, you know, the average Marriott or Radisson needs to, like, knock down walls and make hallways bigger. I mean, ma'am, at what point when do you say when? You need hallways knocked down so you can walk down them? That's insane. Nobody's about to do all that. So, again, you also have to meet folks halfway. You know, and I think that's what that is. You know, but I think at the end of the day, she might get to the point where she feels like, you know what, now that she has more eyes on her and she's gone viral and, you know, with this lawsuit, you know, it might spark her to want to lose some weight, you know, to at least just be healthier. Because I refuse to believe that she has absolutely no health issues, because when she was at Deb's house, she would just be standing there and you could hear her breathing. Just standing there, not moving, not exercising, you know, so that it's a lot. I remember when she got there, they wanted her to walk up the steps and she looked at it like it was Mount Everest. I mean, she really looked like she looked terrified. That's not normal. You know, so I just hope she can get it together and she can like really have like an honest conversation with, you know, maybe a therapist and, you know, figure out something. But again, obesity and all of that stuff starts in childhood. You know, these are habits that we learn as children. And it goes on the other end too. Just like, you know, what the two model girls, the two little pretty white model girls, the Hadid sisters, their mom is like bad on the other end of the spectrum, right? Where you'll have some parents will tell, you know, young girls, oh, put that down. You don't want to be big. You need to be slim and trim if you're a model. Where they'll, you know, shame them and make them feel bad. And then they end up getting other disorders like anorexia, bulimia. So again, it's the same thing on two different ends of the spectrum. So as parents, it is our job to instill healthy eating habits. You don't overfeed your kids. You don't let them eat what they want to eat, but then you also don't shame your kids and force them to be stick thin so they can be supermodels. You know, so it has to be a balance. So to me, it's about health first and foremost. I think that's the most important thing. But you have to feel okay in your skin. You just have to. You know, so I just hope that she gets herself together, because again, everybody's not going to be as accommodating. I'm sorry. I don't have, you know, I'm in my office right now. I have 2 chairs in my office. You know, I mean, they're just regular, you know, them chairs that kind of rotate. I don't have a half a sectional in my office. And I don't plan on getting one. So you can't just assume somebody's going to have a half a sectional just sitting in their office location. Now, granted, this is the Breakfast Club. They got a bigger office and a bigger budget. I don't have no budget for a half a sofa. So, you know, you got to understand that everybody's not going to be as accommodating. I don't, even the people with the big blue couch that Jaguar Wright be sitting on, is that couch, you know, would that be accommodating? Because it's pretty low to the ground too. So that's the thing. She has to have a really honest realization that everybody's not going to have a half a sectional for you. Just like everybody's not going to allow you into their Uber. And that is their choice. I had a conversation, matter of fact, with somebody the other day. They drove Uber and Lyft. And they said, they agreed that where that man messed up is that he did too much explaining. They said when you drive Uber and Lyft, you have the right at any point in time to decline. And especially when that person is not honest with you. She said, the person was telling me, she was saying that she pulled up on somebody, you know, to pick them up, and they had a whole dog. You're not getting your dog in my car. Absolutely not. She canceled the ride and left. No. You're not putting your animal that I don't know in my car. You're not about that dog sniffing in the back of my head, trying to, you know, bite me. No. You're not getting you. I don't know you. I don't know your dog. It's not coming in my car. So I think that some people just feel like, you know, it's Uber. If I call it, you just have to come, give me a ride wherever. And so, but there's certain rules. You don't know if that person's allergic to dogs. You don't, they're allergic to cats. You're being very entitled by thinking that you just have the right to hop into a stranger's car and that they're going to have enough room or that their car is going to fit your size or fit your pet or whatever. So I think for me, she should have ordered an XL. That is what she should have done. But she was being cheap. And unfortunately, you don't have that, you know, that luxury. You know, again, if you want your dog to ride with you, you need to call grandma and see if grandma can give you a ride to the store. You're not jumping in my car with your pit bull. Absolutely not. So, yeah, the Uber drivers, they be going through it. So bless y'all's hearts. I didn't know y'all had to deal with shit like that. Because, again, it's just like the weird sense of entitlement. Like, if I'm 6 deep, I'm not going to call a regular Lyft or a regular Uber. We're going to upgrade to the XL so everybody can sit in there comfortably. But people will literally be 6 deep and think they can lap up in an Uber ride. No, you're not about to get me pulled over by the police because y'all are back there lapped up. We're not doing that. So, child, that's my thoughts on the whole situation with Miss Dank. I just hope, like I said, I hope it works out for her. I think she's talented. She's a good rapper. But one thing I don't entertain is the word police. Yeah, I'm going to use the word fact. That's a regular word in the dictionary, ma'am. Just like people who be getting mad at me when I use the word homeless. Ma'am, you need to use the word unhoused. Homeless is so harsh. Unhoused, homeless, they still don't have a home. Now have a tall glass to shut the fuck up. And let me do my commentary, okay? So, you know, it's a lot. It's a lot. I just hope she gets it together, honey. All right, let me read some of these super chats. Okay, Therapist Z says, what Kendrick did was a masterclass in how to handle an opponent and how to be petty with class. I agree. Definitely agree. Mache sent $9.99 says, hey T, it's my 33rd birthday today. I'm at the gym getting right for the summer. I know that's right, honey. She said, it's hot girl summer. She's trying to get ready. Super Bowl performance was dope. I can't wait to see the Kendrick and SZA live on tour. Yeah, I know a lot of people are going to be going to that. I'm still debating I'm still debating. I know he's coming to Minneapolis, so that's a good thing. Let's see here. I'm trying to see if it's going to align with my schedule because I had some things planned around that time. So that's really the only holdup is my schedule. Let's see here. Raymo sent 10 says the fact that Lil Wayne and Nicki didn't hop on a track or something to defend him says a lot too. Oh yeah. I think Drake and Nicki, they haven't been cool for a while. I think they deal with each other, but I don't think they've been on that level for a while. Yeah, it does say a lot. Let's see here. Victoria Lewis sent 20 says Drake is like the Pilgrims. He thought he was actually helping. Mirror time. MJ said the man in the mirror. Thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate you. Let's see here. Yara Monet. That's a pretty name. I like that. Yara Monet. Santan says they expect Kendrick to be doing a 20-point dance routine. Everyone is not a dancer. Let's operate within their abilities. Kendrick is heavy on symbolism. He's not a dancer. I agree. Yeah, people be going into Kendrick situations wanting Chris Brown performances, and that's just not what's going to happen at all. So thank you for the super chat, sis. Mandarins 91 cent 10 says, made it to the live. Love you, T. Also, can someone trade Kanye West and get Wendy? Yeah, Kanye at this point, I think his whole crash out, it's not even a crash out at this point. He's looking for attention. Nobody's checking for him. He thought, his wife's coochie being shown on a global stage and her nipples being, out there for all to see. He thought that was going to create some buzz. It buzzed for a bit, but it didn't buzz in the direction that he was hoping for. So he started doing this whole anti-Semitic, you're broke, F-rap and all that stuff, and it's still not working. People aren't buying what he's selling. Camille H says, I'm from LA. K-Dot is K-Dot and Tupac is Tupac. I agree. Definitely agree. Thank you for the super chat. Lover Senpai says, you look beautiful as always. I'm from Cincinnati. K-Dot has created his own lane and I loved his performance. I agree. And thank you so much. You're beautiful yourself. Thank you for coming through, sis. Yeah, he definitely created his own lane. And that's where he needs to stay, is in his lane. I don't think he needs to mix and mingle, do a lot of collaborations, especially with all these rappers that's been throwing shade at him. He needs to keep doing him. Deanna sent $9.99 says, heavy ranch dressing has me done in tonight. Thank you for the laugh. Y'all know I'm a mess, honey. Jumping Flash sent $10 says, heavy ranch dressing for life. Thank y'all so much for the super chats. I appreciate y'all. Let's see here. Let's see. Jersey Girl says, as a child, we rarely ate fast food, if ever. Now, as a grown adult, I'd rather cook food and only eat out when on vacation. Homelessness is harsh. Love from SLC. Yeah. And that's how we were. We didn't eat a lot of fast food growing up. When we got fast food, it was a treat. It was a treat to get McDonald's. It was a treat to get Subway. So, yeah, we grew up with meals that were cooked, home cooked meals. And so that's how I am. It was a lot of stuff that even as an adult, I had never had until I became an adult, just because we didn't eat. Church's Chicken, Bojangles. I never even heard that until I moved down south. We would eat Taco Bell every now and then. So, yeah, a lot of stuff starts in childhood, and unfortunately, you have some parents who they don't want to cook or they don't know how to cook. And to them, a meal is going to Taco Bell, going to McDonald's every night. Giving their kids fast food. And that catches up to you because unfortunately with fast food, a lot of it is not healthy. It's processed, it's just not healthy. It's okay every now and then. There's nothing wrong with it if you're on the road, if you just don't feel like cooking. But that just shouldn't be your meal Monday through Sunday. It just shouldn't. Danielle said we had Mickey D's and Chinese food every Friday. Yeah, that's still a lot. I mean, that's not, I guess if it's just on Fridays. But yeah, I don't know. When we were growing up, it was literally maybe every few months. we went years without even eating fast food. It was like literally every few months. Like fast food was really a luxury when we were growing up. Asia said, me and my sis rarely ate out. Yeah. Caribbean and African parents don't allow their children to eat fast food at all. Yeah, it was, yeah, really. So Caribbean parents too, huh? Yeah, we mainly ate African food at home. You know, like at school, we would eat, you know, school lunch. Then that's when I was like introduced to like more American food. But yeah, a lot of it was like home cooked meals for a lot of people. Or even like sometimes you would just eat like the same thing throughout the week, like rice with like different sauces and different soups. Even fufu with like different sauces and soups, you know? So yeah, fast food was like a treat. It really was. Somebody say you got McDonald's money? Uh-huh. I think everybody can relate to that. Everybody can relate to that. And, you know, I think, too, you know, with the fast food, it came in the guise of convenience, right? Because you had parents who come home from work, they're tired, they've had a long day, they don't have time to make a meal for their kids. Well, don't worry, Ronald McDonald's has you, you know? So that's how it came in the guise of convenience. But then it made it where a lot of parents just didn't want to cook. And they just would just feed their kids fast food, unfortunately. So I think that's had like a lot of... it's been to a lot of people's detriment in society, because then you started seeing kids getting bigger and bigger. You know, you had girls developing a lot sooner, getting their periods sooner, developing breast, you know, at like 9 and 10 years old, when most girls didn't go through puberty until like 12, 13. So I think fast food played a lot in that, and also the chemicals that were being put in food as well. Somebody said the plane crash. Let me see here. Trina says she got free seats with Southwest because they let you pick your own seat. Oh, so it wasn't like they just hooked her up because she was famous. Okay, so if you go on to Southwest and you go on there, and if you're obese, they just let you sit wherever. Okay. Because with Delta, you don't get to pick your own seat. I mean, you can, but it depends on where your ticket lies. Like if you have like first class, and then you have that middle tier, and then the lower tier, like the basic, then they'll allow you to pick within those tiers. So Southwest just allows you. Okay, so you can kind of sit anywhere on Southwest. That's nice. I remember when Delta used to do that. Now if you want to sit where you can get like more... you know, leg room, they charge. It's insane. The price of flying is insane. A crash in Arizona. Oh. Another plane issue? Hold on. Hold on. Oh, wow. Okay, looks like Madia posted it. Let me share my screen. Looks like another plane issue. This is crazy. Okay. Breaking news. Multiple people fear dead. What? After a $1 million private jet crashed into another plane on a runway at a Scottsdale airport in Arizona, sources say the AZ family... at least one person was killed in the crash on Monday around 2:45 p.m. The others have been taken to the hospital, and at least one person was reportedly being treated on the runway. The accident has occurred upon arrival runway 21 in Scottsdale Airport. This is crazy. Let me see if I can find a news... an updated news thing on this. Multiple people fear dead. Scottsdale, Arizona. Let me see if I can find a news report. It's been one thing after another with these planes. This is so scary. Okay, breaking news. Let's see.
Back out to our break.
Okay, I found a news thing. Hold on. This is crazy.
Breaking news now, ABC 15 monitoring developments after a plane crash in Scottsdale. We've learned a jet veered off the runway after landing and crashed into a business jet. Now, the runway where that happened is closed. Wow. FAA is temporarily pausing flights into the airport. It's unclear how many people were on the plane. Officials are expected to provide an update at any moment now. We're going to go ahead and listen into that when it happens. But in the meantime, we want to get out to our Lillian Donahue live at the scene. Lillian, what can you tell us?
Well, we've been here for about 30-45 minutes, and we can really see where all of this happened on the tarmac behind me, this runway area. Now, it's still a very active scene as you're seeing this live picture right now. We know that this happened roughly around 2:45 this afternoon. That's what the FAA has been able to tell us. And as we've been here, we've seen at least a dozen fire trucks, at least 3 ambulances come in onto the tarmac here. And we've also watched as crews have been working to try to get someone or something out of the plane. Now, officials confirming to us that one person has died. Now, the FAA says that a Learjet 35A veered into the Gulfstream business jet. That jet can hold up to 8 people, the Learjet, and then the Gulfstream typically around 10 people. And we're still working, though, to find out exactly how many people were involved in this crash. But we do have some sound that we heard from air traffic control right after the crash.
Okay, confirming our airport is confirmed our hard shutdown. Confirmed hard shutdown, so far. Copy. Can you originate where the aircraft came from and give me a number of souls on board? Unknown souls on board.
And as we've been here, we've been just talking to people just around the area who were here when this happened. Most of them telling us that they have been able to hear something before they even saw something happen here. You know, obviously tires popping, things like that. Certainly a lot of concern, though, for what's going on behind us as we speak. And like you said, that we have a presser coming up soon. Back to you.
Okay. I don't care what anybody says. This is not normal. This is literally like the 8th plane incident in less than 2 weeks. So what is really going on that all of this stuff is happening? I mean, we know the whole situation with the whole FAA and them trying to get rid of people and the main guy from the FAA quitting recently because of the whole drama with Elon Musk. I broke that down last week's stream. But this is frightening. This is extremely frightening. I mean, usually, again, right, they used to say that, flying is the safest method of travel. Like, you'll be more likely to get into a car crash or a car accident. But now it's like every other day there's like some type of plane issue. Even over the weekend, the Alaskan Airlines that disappeared, it disappeared all day Friday. And then they finally found the airplane, and it was crashed and all 10 people aboard were dead. This was just this past weekend. 10 more people died in a plane crash. So this is really frightening that this is happening. Some people are saying that it's a psyop. I don't know at this point. It's like, I really want a vacation. I want to go somewhere. I want to travel. I want to go visit friends. But this is so nerve-wracking where it makes you not even want to travel. I guess it's going to be a road trip this summer, child. Because don't none of this make any sense. Okay, I've been on here for 2 hours. We had over 13,000 people at one point. Please hit the like button. If you guys enjoyed this stream, please hit the like. Let's see here. Jasmine says, I'm at the beginning of the stream. What Kendrick said, the industry can hate me, F them all, and they mama. Yeah. And he meant that. And you can see the hate. You can see the hate loud and clear. Thank you for the super chat, too. Miss J sent $2, says, keep America in your prayers. We need it. Most definitely. I think it's a lot. It's a lot going on. Like, this airplane thing is like really frightening that this is happening over and over again. And I know it's easy to say that, oh, it's just a coincidence or it's only been a few planes, but we've never had this many plane incidences make the news back to back to back. So to me, something's not right. It's extremely frightening. But everybody, please continue to stay safe, stay prayed up. And like I said earlier, I know a lot of people are going through things in this day and age. A lot of people are feeling defeated and, you know, they don't know what's next to come, but just don't wallow in that. You know what I'm saying? Try and come up out of that and just understand at the end of the day, God has control of everything when it's all said and done. So thank you guys so much for joining me on this live stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm glad we're able to do like a whole breakdown of the Kendrick performance and, you know, just hear from a lot of different people and their opinions. So I really appreciate that. So I love you guys. I'll talk to you guys later. Everybody have a good night. Bye, everyone.